What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I figured we could sit and just kind of chat for a few while I get myself ready for the day. Anyone else noticing the chill in the air? I guess today was the first day that I noticed it, but it's just a reminder that fall's right around the corner. And I don't know, for some reason I'm just kind of vibing off of that. You ever notice like when the seasons change, the atmosphere changes? That's kind of what I'm experiencing right now. So with that said, I figured, you know, I can kind of channel those vibes and do something kind of fall-ish with me getting ready for the day. But before we get into that, I wanted to start every video like this with an inspirational quote. Today's inspirational quote is, "Happiness is an inside job." Happiness starts from within, and I'm a firm believer in that, mostly because it's something that I've experienced myself. You know, the moment I deciding that I wanted to channel happy vibes and just be happy in general, not worry about letting things bother me very much. The second I got into that mindset, I noticed a huge change, and it might not have been like genuine at first, but eventually I started to believe it, and eventually I did just become a lot happier of a person. Hence why I'm here right now with all of you. Let me know if you like this idea. Does anyone else do this? Has anyone come up with this idea yet? Because I'm not sure. I can't be the only one who's come up with this idea, right? I feel like it's appropriate, especially for the times. I'll end up looking around. And if I find anyone else that does this, then I will link them down below. Who knows, maybe you'll like their quotes better than mine. I'm gonna get into this, so let me put my hair up real fast, and I will be right on back. I'm gonna try out this primer that I have. I haven't used this before, so this will be interesting. It's the Camalina and Strobe Illuminizing primer. Looks like this. Wow, camera, if you would like to focus. I'm just gonna start with that much. I'm just gonna put it all over my little face. Ooh, okay. Kind of smells like flowers. I've never used this before. I've always used my Honest Beauty primer. But I wanted to try out something different today. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna go in with this. It's my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation. Now you're probably thinking, what does makeup and chatting and getting ready and all this stuff have to do with the rest of your videos? You're probably like, the rest of your videos, they don't really coincide with one another, do they? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. I figured I could use this opportunity to kind of sit down and chat with you all and tell you what my channel is going to be all about. I don't want to do the same things over and over and over again. I want to keep an open mind, and I want this to be a place where I can try new things. You all can try new things if you want to. I don't know how to incorporate you all into this, but I'll get ideas from you. That's how I'll start. We can bounce ideas off of each other, I guess. I'm the kind of person, like if I were to just do makeup videos, or if I were to just do like reviews on things, I feel like I would just get really bored really fast. And I don't want that. I want to continue doing different things. In my last video, I know I mentioned like, oh, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos of me doing random things. Well, they're not random things. They're just things that I enjoy doing and things that I kind of do on a daily basis. I do have other ideas in mind. A lot of different things that I have just circling around in my mind. Things that I just want to go ahead and do, and I have that creative freedom to do it. I want a channel where I can just do whatever I want creatively and have the freedom to do so without there being any confining elements, I guess. But I do have plans. I have so many plans. Plans that I have in the works, plans I have circulating in my mind, things I've already started to work on. I have a lot of things in mind. I just want to share those things with you. Can't always like go out and like see people and stuff, you know? Not right now. So I figured this is the next best thing. I'm just going in with my broken concealer. Broken, you say? Yes, it's broken. The top piece came unglued from this cap, and now it's broken. This is the Il Makiage concealer, and this is in the shade 2.5 to like brighten up underneath my eyeballs just a little bit, you know? Oh, that reminds me, I didn't tell you the shade of my foundation. So I have a lot of plans in the works. There's even things I'm doing now that I'm not gonna announce just yet because there's just a lot happening, and not even just like in the world, but like with me right now. Not anything bad, but it's just I need time to focus on certain things at a time. I can't focus on absolutely everything at a time. So I'm just gonna take it one step at a time. My makeup actually looks pretty good. Do I like this primer? That's the only thing different that I've done with my makeup so far compared to like any other day. Is just a different primer. I think I kind of like this primer. Oh yeah, what was the shade of my foundation? It's 206 Buff Beige. Normally I would put on like a setting powder, but I don't have setting powder right now. I'm all out. I know. What kind of person does makeup and they don't do setting powder these days? Me. I am gonna go ahead and just grab like a little fluffy brush. And I'm gonna go into my Naked Heat Palette by Urban Decay. And I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's called Onyx. And I'm just gonna use that as like a little setting powder. Can you use eyeshadow as setting powder? I don't know, but that's what I'm doing because that's what I have. I'm breaking rules. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that with the other eye. Well, I am also working on some other things that I can't tell you just yet. As much as I want to, I've already thought of how I'm gonna tell you. I know, you're like, well, you can't tell us. Why would you even mention it, you know? Like, don't you love it when people just do that to you? Because it drives me bonkers sometimes. But trust me when I say good things come for those who wait. Maybe some of you will expect it, maybe some of you won't. For example, I want to share a little bit of my life with my dog, how that's changed my life. And you're like probably wondering, you know, well, what do you mean getting dogs changed your life? Trust me, getting a puppy changes your life. It's literally like having a child, you know? You got somebody that depends on you, you know, but instead of it being a somebody, it's a little puppy dog. I'm just gonna go in and bronze my cheeks a little bit, give myself a little flotte in here. Just going in with my little butter bronzer. Butter bronzer is really good by the Physicians formula, you know? And this one is the Sun-Kissed bronzer. Sun-Kissed bronzer. I like this because I can use this all year round without it overdoing anything. Like in the winter time, my skin's gonna get a little paler, a lot paler, but I can still use this. If I just put a little less on my skin, it just adds like a really nice touch. I want to do more cooking videos too, because I saw, I think I didn't see all those views. Guys, I really didn't think this was gonna go over as well as it did, but thank you. But after seeing like the views and stuff like that, a lot of you really liked my haircutting video, but you also liked my cooking video too. So I definitely want to do more of that because to me cooking is a form of being creative, and you can really do anything with food, almost anything with food. Sometimes I just run out of ideas, so I feel like doing this will also challenge me to get more creative and like learn different things. There's always something to be learned, and I think that's also very important. And I mean, if I'm just sitting around the house because crazy stuff right now, I mean, I might as well do something productive. Entertain myself, entertain all of you. Maybe I'll do like more makeup videos or something. Like if you want to see what I use to do my makeup that I had in my hair cutting video or something, like I don't know, let me know. Because I can show you how I did that. It was actually really easy. I'm going to take a little flat brush like this, and I'm going to take my highlighter. I love this highlighter. It's by Artisan Couture, and the shade is, okay, it says Illuminati Diamond Glow Powder on the back. I don't know, that's what it says on the back though. There we go. I'm just gonna put this on my cheek, just like at the top, you know. They're gonna come up here to my eyebrow. I'm just gonna lightly go like that, and then use whatever's left on the brush, and go over to the other side. Okay, this is so pigmented that I'm literally dipping in the cap, whatever like loose stuff is in the cap, that's what I'm using. Ever so lightly, making sure that there's like enough on the brush, like that, and I'm just lightly dabbing it. Ooh. See how pigmented that is? And that's not even a lot. And I'm not even pressing hard or anything like that. I'm just gonna go like that, just back over like the brow just a tiny bit, and then whatever's left on the brush, which isn't a whole lot, it's just ever so slightly there, but look. And you're like, did that even do anything? Yeah, go back and watch. You'll see that like my nose is like kind of shiny now. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend this out. And then I'm gonna go like this and do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of like blend it up and down just a little bit so that way it's even, not too much. And then just a teeny tiny little bit more on the nose. And then I'm just gonna take my blush brush. This is what I've been using for my blush brush. It's a Stippling 40 FM brush by Farrah. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my Seraphine Botanicals Happy Hibiscus blush palette. It's a natural blush palette for all skin tones. It came with 4 shades, but I dropped this, so I only have 3 shades. It would have been broke when I dropped it. That's no fault to the company or anything, that's just me being me. I'm thinking like something kind of like deep, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Hibiscus. It says it's a creamy rose color, but it's like a dark, deep red. And then I'm not really gonna focus too much on like the apples of my cheeks, but like I'm gonna go kind of like underneath where I put my highlight. And I'm just gonna go over my highlight a little bit with it too, and kind of blend it into my bronzer. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And I'm literally just like dipping in. I'm not doing anything crazy. Dipping it in, tapping out whatever excess is there, and just kind of stipple it onto my cheeks. I stipple it onto my cheeks so that way I don't get too much blush. And if it gets too intense, you know, I'll just take my little beauty sponge and I'll just kind of like pat it out. I'm gonna go into my Beige Cosmetics Beautiful in Barcelona palette. These shades are beautiful. Look at these shades here. I cleaned up the pan just for you, okay? So you weren't looking at a mess. And they're so creamy too. And they go on real nice. And I think this was only $16 for this palette, which is amazing. But I think I'm gonna start by going in with the shade Dulce. It's a brown shade, it's matte brown. And I'm just gonna go in slightly with that, just using a light hand to kind of lightly put it in the crease. And then whatever's left over on that brush, I'm just gonna go over to the other side. I want most of it to be concentrated on the outside and then just like lighten up on the inside. And then just kind of take it down a little bit just to give the eye a little bit more of a rounded look. It actually looks really pretty. It's so soft. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that shade and lightly put it under the eye. Just try to get it as close to the lash line as possible. And I'm using a light hand too because I don't want it to be harsh. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. And instead of following the eye shape, I'm kind of taking it down a little bit just to like round out the eye a little. So I started close to the lash line and I'm just kind of like blending down just to give it like a soft faded look. Concentrating most of that color like on the outside and getting lighter on the inside. I might end up dipping back into the brown just a little bit just to deepen up the outside here on both eyes. And I'm kind of like bouncing back and forth because like between both eyes because I don't want one side to come out harsher than the other. I'm gonna grab this right here. It's the Pretty Vulgar eye primer. This stuff works so well. If you have trouble getting eyeshadow to stay on your eyes, this primer is really good. And you don't need a whole lot either, so I'm literally gonna take a tiny little bit and I'm just gonna put it over my eye. And I'm gonna start close to the lash line and then just kind of go up, but not all the way up, maybe like right below where the crease starts. I'm gonna take that BH Cosmetics palette and I'm gonna dip into the shade Spain, which is right here. And I'm using this little brush and I'm just gonna like press this all over the lid. And it's gonna look a little messy, but that's okay, because we'll fix it after. Dip into it a little bit more if you need to. Ooh, that's actually starting to look a little rough. I'm gonna just take this brush, a little fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna blend it. Or try to. That didn't really work out the way that I had hoped. That's fine, we can fix it, right? I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that primer and I'm gonna go in over to the other eyeball. Again, starting closer to the lash line, kind of like rounding it, that way it gives the eye a rounded shape, and stopping right before I get into that crease. And then I'm gonna take a fluffy brush instead because I think this will work a little bit better. And then I'm just gonna dip into that shade Spain again. It's like a plummy red, and I'm just gonna like gently pat it on onto that primer and then just kind of blend it. And I'm gonna end up building it up as I need to. Yeah, I don't think I've really messed with this shade too much, but I really like it. It's like kind of like a red wine color almost. Ooh, it reminds me of sangria. Ooh, I love sangria. Can I just say that? Sangria is delicious. It's one of my favorite things. Oh yeah, fun fact. So if this eye comes out looking worse than this eye, it's because I'm blind in this eye. Not like completely blind, but I mean like blind enough to not be able to see clearly what I'm doing. And it also messes with my depth perception. This shade is so freaking pretty. Dang. On the same fluffy brush, I'm gonna dip right back into that Spain color. And I'm just gonna very gently go underneath. Again, trying to stay as close to the lash line as possible to get the most concentration of color. And then just softly blending it out. And then I'm gonna come over here and do the same thing on this side. Other plans for my YouTube channel. I'll end up doing like, you know, kind of like a video of like what it's like having the dogs, like what we do every day or something like that. I don't know. Like a day in the life of our puppies or something like that. So you know like what my puppies are like. I don't know. They're sweet though. And oh my gosh, I'm really liking this color. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted. You know, our puppies are a lot of fun and I try to spend as much time with them as possible and, you know, like training them and stuff. And I guess like if you want to know any like training tips that I've used, then let me know because I can do a video based off of that and you guys could like give me your questions. I'll answer them. Yeah, the sun is like setting on this side of the apartment. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit more so you can see what my eyes are doing. See, my eyes don't look so bad. This side definitely does, but that's because I messed up with that first brush. I think I'm gonna leave that kind of like that. And then on that same fluffy brush, I think I'm gonna go back into Dulce real fast, which is that brown color that we started first. And then I'm just gonna like kind of lightly run it through. Nothing too crazy, just to kind of like blend the two colors together. And then I'm just gonna curl my eyelash. My channel is just gonna be everything that I enjoy doing. Whatever I feel like recording that day, that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Whatever I feel like posting about that day, that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I wanna have that freedom to do so. And that's really what it is. The fact that like I have the opportunity to do that now, I figured why not share my creative side, you know, because that's something that I've never really been able to do before, that I've always wanted to do, but I just never had the time to do because life and work and the grind and, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes I do need a breather. I'm just gonna use this really nice mascara that I've been like obsessed with. This mascara, I was kind of scared of it first because it really, really does a good job. Look at that side. My lashes. See how nice those are? They look a little nice, you know, like long. Like, ooh, okay. And then this side is just very, well, this doesn't work because I can't see out of the side, but you know, it's not the same effect. But this is the Punk Volumizing Mascara, and the tube literally looks like this. Punk Volumizing Mascara. I should not have dipped that wand back in there, so I'm just gonna take off any excess. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. And then I'm just gonna gently coat my lashes. It took me forever to figure out how to actually use mascara, by the way. It took me forever, and even still, like, I mess it up sometimes. But I noticed, like, if you start off, like, at the tail ends, like, you know, kind of like at the middle to, like, the ends of the lashes, and then work your way down a little bit, and, like, then go back up, you get a better result. Just like that. And now I have big lashes. I'm going to take this little one. It's the Bare Real by Benefit, and it's a little, see, dropping things. It's a little mini guy, and it comes with a cute little wand. And this cute little wand looks like this. Look at that little guy. There's a cute little wand. And it's got like little spiky things, like at the, like little bristles, like at the end here too. And I don't know. I like the way that it works. And I'm just gonna go and use this on my little lashes, on my bottom lashes. this is also going to add to the dramatic effect of big eyeballs. Did I mention I was going to make wall decals? I like drawing and I want to get better at drawing and stuff. Something that I've always wanted to do. So I decided that I would take like vinyl paper and draw on that, and then, you know, whatever design I want to do, which I'll end up showing you once I get like some good ones done, and then paint them afterwards because I wanted to paint and stuff. See, like I told you, I have a lot of things that I want to do and I just never had the chance to do it. All that creative passion's just coming to me now, and that's why I want to go ahead and just do it. There's so much light happening and I can't see anything. And then I'm just gonna take a black eyeliner. This one's faded, but I'm pretty sure this is my Maybelline black eyeliner. I'm just gonna like gently tightline the very edges, like so. Just because the eyeshadow is really dark and I want my lash line to be a little bit more defined. So just gently take my pinky, lift this up just a little bit, and then run it through. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take that same eyeliner and just run it through the waterline. And deepening the edge of the lash line, the lower lash line. Like taking it through and then down a little bit. You see? Difference? Like that versus like that. Ah, my lashes are sticking together. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eyeball. I'm just gonna run this through like so. Like that. That way there's a nice gradient between the black liner and the red. That way, if it were to run, it would just kind of blend in and you wouldn't even really notice it. Unless you looked really close. In that case, you're too close. For not having a plan, this actually went better than I expected, but I'm just gonna get my lips a little hydrated. Just gonna pat that lip balm into my lips just a little bit. That way it's not like excessive, but so that way it's still getting the moisture. I'm gonna take this highlighting palette. It's the Pixi and Petra. It's called Delicate Dew. But it's like a pink and like a coppery reddish. You're like, wait, but you've already put on highlighter. Yeah, I know, just trust me. I'm gonna go into the coppery color, just a little bit, and I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit, and then blend it. That way it adds kind of like a coppery, goldy color, I don't know, just to kind of go with the, oh shit, that's a lot of highlighter. Just to go with the whole vibe. You can dress this up too, however you want to. I just want to keep it pretty simple as I pile on the highlighter. And then I'm just gonna take that pink color and pop it on the top of the nose. Just like that. Shiny nose. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that fluffy brush that I had from earlier. And I'm gonna take this Stellar Collision by Beige Cosmetics. It looks like this. It's all shimmer shades. Looks really cool. And I'm gonna take this shade right here, this red one, and I'm just gonna very carefully put this center of the lid. Yeah, like that. Just to give it a glossy effect. If this is too much for you, remember that first shade that we used, that ounce shade? Just grab your fluffy brush, right? And like to clean up anything, just kind of go over this around the edges, you know? Just to kind of fade out any of that if it's too harsh for you. I'm gonna dip back into that Stellar Cosmetics and just add that plummy shimmer shade right underneath the eye. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And then real quick, I'm gonna finish up my lips. I'm gonna go in with this cranberry-ish color. I think this is the Androgyny one by Jeffree Star. Just gonna line my lips. that's all I'm gonna do. Let me know what you think. Do you like starting every video with an inspirational quote? And just now, like, I thought of this. I don't think anyone's really done this, but I just thought of it and I decided that's what I wanted to do. Like this video if you like the idea of inspirational quotes. Leave a comment down below if you have a good inspirational quote that you would like me to, I don't know, feature in a video. And let me know if you have any ideas for any videos that you would like to see. And let me know, or leave a comment down below if you're gonna wear this makeup look inspired by like sangria and fall and all things cozy. Again, thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.